My name is Wesley Purdue. I'm the Director of Operations for BBC. Well, BBC, we want to make sure we serve the whole person, and we try to make sure that we get to know that individual well, and that we have a good understanding of what their needs are before we start prescribing treatment. After they meet with a counselor and we do an assessment, we make a decision with them about what groups and what services they need most, and then from there we get them started and support them the whole way that they're there. So at BBC, there are three primary principles that we think about, and it's stability, sobriety, and recovery. And we see those as being something that you really have to have stability before you can really progress into anything else. And so as you stabilize, as you have stable housing, as you have food coming in, as you have people who support you and care about you, then you can move into being sober, and then as a result of being sober, you can begin to get your life back, and that's really the recovery phase. So whether it's finding a new job, going back to school, going to college, reconnecting with family, whatever that might be. When you come into BBC, generally you'll see a lot of smiling faces. Wendy's usually the person that you'll see when you first walk in the door. She'll greet you. We'll get you started on some paperwork, because there's always paperwork you have to do. And then you'll meet with your clinician for the first time. And that's really where the work gets started. And based on kind of what you two decide, that's where you get rolling. The best thing is to just call us up. You can also send us a text or even send us an email if you'd like. We try to respond very, very quickly. Obviously a phone call or a text is the quickest way, but really whatever way works best for you, we just want you to reach out to us. And then from there we'll figure out how to help you. And if we can't help you, then what we're going to do is we're going to find a community partner that we work with, that we trust, and that we have relationships with, and we're going to make sure that they can take care of you. So sometimes when people come to us, they don't have stable housing, and so that's something that's really important. We have a sister company, and that's called Vive Recovery Housing, and they're a nonprofit, and what we do is we work with them to help people get the stable housing that they need, and then they can get the benefit from treatment that they need. We help with transportation, we help with lodging. Again, if you don't have money, if you don't have an ability to pay, we're going to work with you to help you to do that too. There shouldn't be any reason not to call us. We're going to take your call, we're going to ask you some questions, find out how we can help. We're always going to be friendly, and like I said, if we can help you, we'll help you find someone who can. But sometimes you don't know what question to ask, sometimes you don't know where to start, and that's okay. You just call up and you say, I need some help, can someone help me? And that's where we'll get started. Well, one of the greatest things about BBC is that we all come from different walks of life. You'll find a very diverse staff, people that represent all different kinds of walks of life. Some people are in their own recovery, some aren't, but we always want to be a very welcoming staff, and that's something that's really key to us. So if we don't want staff who can't be welcoming, and so really there shouldn't be anything to fear. Just come and talk to us, and you know, after you make that first phone call, it gets easier. You have someone to talk with, you'll have a name, you'll have a phone number, and then we just help you find the rest of the way.